Hello. So it is time for me to do another movie slash TV series wrap up. And this is from, looks like since the end of July. It also looks like I have 0 TV series on here. It's just movies. I've got a handful of DVDs. Not all of them are on DVD. Some of them were from either Amazon Prime or Netflix. So to start, the first one I do have a DVD of, however, and that is Turistas, which came out in 2006. So this is like Hostel but bad. It's got Josh Duhamel in it, which is weird for me to see. Josh Duhamel is one of the 3 famous people from North Dakota, so there's that. But this basically follows this group of American tourists as they are in South America, and their bus breaks, well, almost falls off a cliff, and they end up going to this really cool beach, and they get kidnapped, and then these people want to sell their organs. So here's the thing. The whole reason I watched this movie, the whole reason I wanted to watch this movie is because I've been searching it for fucking ever. Because when I was in 7th grade, I went to a Halloween party and we started watching this movie about these American tourists who, like, there was a bus crash and then there was this beach, and I couldn't find it for years and years and years, and eventually I found it. It's Turistas. And like I said, this is just bad Hostel. I know Hostel is kind of controversial. I really enjoy Hostel. This was not as good. This was not anywhere near as good. It's this right here on the bottom here. If I can get this sticker off, something is more something than Hostel. I guarantee you it is not. It's not that good. It's not that good. It's just like a shitty early 2000s torture porny kind of movie, and it doesn't even have the decency to be halfway entertaining. So I watched it. After that, I watched another movie that I didn't like very much. I'll put up a picture. That is Ekaj, which came out in 2015. Ekaj is this like indie art house kind of thing. It follows this young, like, teenage, not young teenage, but like this teenage, I want to say 16 or 17, this teenage male gay prostitute who goes to New York City and just makes bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. It was one of those movies where it's very pretentious, and once you know, it's very pretentious, and it's not very good. It's at the very least short. So that's that. It came out in 2015. After that, I watched Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical from 2022. I watched this on Netflix. So this movie, I think the main problem with this movie is the fact that I just wanted it to be the original movie. Like, I just like see the guy who played her dad, and I'm like, that's not Danny DeVito, you know? But it wasn't a bad movie, and I enjoy a musical, you know, like, my main genre is horror, but like, I enjoy a good musical, you know, like, I love the songs. And I thought it was pretty entertaining. I mean, it's not short by any means, it's real long. But it's really entertaining, and I liked the songs. I liked the fact that the girl who played Matilda she was out for fucking blood. Like Mara Wilson Matilda, she's you know, she's sad, she wants to be accepted, she wants to be loved, and she'll take revenge, but she mostly just wants to be loved. This girl wanted to kill somebody. It was pretty great. I don't know, I didn't dislike it. I had a fun time with it. After that, I watched on Amazon Prime Red, White, and Royal Blue 2023. I watched this, I want to say, if not the night it came out, the night after the night it came out. I just very recently also read the book. Red, White, and Royal Blue is this like political fan fiction. Although I heard it's actually based off of fan fiction for The Social Network, which is a lot. But it's about the son of the woman president of the United States, played by Uma Thurman, who falls in love with the Prince of England. And it was cute, it was funny, and it almost made me cry. Honestly, is Red, White, and Royal Blue worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. It is so good. And also, when I watched it, my phone was in French. I've since changed it back. I've had to do some stuff on my phone that, like, I actually 100% need to know what I'm clicking on. But when I watched it, my phone was in French, and the French title is My Dear Fucking Prince, which is great in all sorts of ways. After that, I watched another horror movie, another DVD. I watched Freaky, which came out in 2020. This is like a horror Freaky Friday. This girl who is unpopular, even though she's played by, who is she played by? Even though she's played by Catherine Newton, she's very unpopular. And Vince Vaughn, who's a serial killer, and he tries to kill her, but it's like with this special dagger, and then their bodies get switched. I think it's super fun. Honestly, I think it was a really fun movie. It's like a fun horror slasher comedy situation. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time with the characters were fun. I thought that the I don't know, it was just a fun, like, teen horror movie. It was a good time. I liked it. After that, I watched The Dare on Amazon Prime, in 2019. it follows this group of people that like wake up after they've been kidnapped, and now they're like in this little hole in the ground, and this guy wearing a creepy mask makes them hurt each other, and there's like a bunch of flashbacks. The flashbacks were disturbing. However, like I think every other single reviewer of this movie has stated, the main villain is like a fucking Abercrombie model. Like he's like this big muscular, got like this perfectly chiseled face, and it's just wacky. It's just weird. And also the main guy, like I was just like practically screaming like, just kill the guy, just kill it, just finish it, because he would not. He was so stupid. He was so stupid. Yeah. But it was an okay horror movie. Like I watched on Amazon Prime. I didn't like really spend money on it, so I mean obviously I pay for Amazon Prime, but like it's not like I bought a DVD and was disappointed. So you know, there's that. After that, I watched another one on DVD, and if my main genre is horror, my secondary genre is stupid fucking comedies. So I watched Van Wilder, which came out in 2002. This has Ryan Reynolds in it for some reason, but this is a stupid college comedy. It's a National Lampoon. So this guy who's in college, he's been in college for years, 7 years. This is his 7th year. And his dad is like finally pulling the plug on it. Like, come on, man. Like you can't. You're wasting me money. Whenever I watch these, I always in my heart, in my secret heart, just see it as like research for like what would the Oz boys have been watching for my book series. It's real dumb. Ryan Reynolds in it. It's the blurb up here compares to Animal House. It's not anywhere near as good as Animal House, but you know, I watched it. It's okay. It's got, you know, really gross, stupid humor at points. Like the donuts, that was real gross, but you know. After that, I watched the movie My Babysitter's a Vampire. I recently bought the movie, the first 2 seasons of the TV show, and the first season also came with a movie on it. So this was a childhood thing for me. Not really childhood, but like preteen thing for me. It's come out in 2010, so I would have been 13. And it follows this kid who's in this lives in this town. He's like a freshman in high school, and his parents deem him unworthy to make sure that his little sister doesn't die when they go out for their date night, and so they end up getting them a babysitter. It turns out their babysitter is a vampire. I love the side characters. I loved the show when I was a kid, when I was a preteen, when I was a teenager. I loved it. I loved the characters. My man is Rory. I'm not gonna lie. It was a fun time. I loved rewatching it. I'm really excited to start rewatching the show. After that, I watched The Platform in 2019. This is one of those movies that is like on TikTok that people like put next to people playing Subway Surfers all the time. But I watched it on Netflix. It's about this guy. It's like, I want to say it's like a Portuguese movie. It's something like that. I don't know exactly where the movie came from. I'll slap it on the screen if I remember, or if I'll look it up when I edit this. I'll slap it on the screen. But it's about this guy who is in this prison where the thing with this prison is that each level has 2 people in it, and then everybody in this prison shares this big like table full of food, and it just keeps going down level by level by level. And so you can imagine that once it gets down far enough, there's literally nothing left. Even after the first round, they're real gross about it. It was okay. It was kind of like ekaj in the way that was very pretentious, but at least this one was pretentious in a way that like it had a story. Because sometimes I feel like when we're being really pretentious, we forget that we also want a story. But this one didn't forget that, so that was good. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. After that, I watched a rewatch. Beetlejuice came out in 1988. This is a good movie. This is a good fucking movie. And you know what? This is a great movie. This is about this couple who dies, and one of them is Alec Baldwin. This is a young Alec Baldwin. I promise you, it is. And their house, obviously someone moves into their house, and they don't like that, so they end up trying to call a living person exterminator who is Beetlejuice, and he just fucks everything up. It's really good. It's a good movie. You know this. It's Beetlejuice. After that, I watched the Jay and Silent Bob rewatched the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which came out in 2019. This movie is really stupid, okay? But it's a Kevin Smith movie, and it's like, if you've watched all or most of the other View Askew Universe movies, it's like, you'll kind of have some nostalgia for this one. You'll kind of like it because of that. This is a rewatch. I watched it in theaters. I went to Fargo in a terrible weather in my shitty little 1992 Grand Marquis to go see this in theaters, and then Kevin Smith was also there. So that, it also has that going for me. I think it's really stupid, but I enjoyed it anyway. So there's that. That's kind of how I feel about all of Kevin Smith's movies. And the last one is Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, which came out in 2020. I watched this on Netflix. It's an anime movie. And it's about this boy who's really like anxious, doesn't like crowds, and this girl who is like an influencer, but she always has a mask on because she's got buck teeth, and she's really nervous about it. It's about them, you know, coming together, them meeting each other, them learning to really kind of trust the other person. And also they're trying to help this old guy find a record. It was cute. I don't remember if it made me actually cry, but I know it almost did. And that's it. Those are the movies I watched recently. I guess semi-recently. It's been, I don't know if you can call it recently, if some of it was in July. But it was in the past couple months. That's what we're at. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have for you. I'll talk to you later. And goodbye.